This is Smithy.tv.
Hey, I'm Kenny Robinson. Welcome to Breaking Down the News. I'm with my guest, Clifton Joseph. For those of you not familiar with Clifton, he is a one-of-a-kind. He's been nominated. He's won several awards. Been nominated for comedy writing as well when he was with my team for Thick and Thin. May as well drop the credits where the credits are droppable.
Of course.
And a poet. Way before there was rap, there was Clifton. And basically, anytime I want to talk politics and what's happening on the street, he's the source to go to. So, anyway, earlier we were talking about the civil unrest
In Baltimore.
or as I gained some enemies when I refer to it as an uprising.
Yes, people don't like to hear that. I mean,
And riot just doesn't seem enough anymore, you know. So, could be another Friday night fish fry. But anyway, I think the one image that will always represent this past week, 10 days in Baltimore, will be the mother beating the shit out of her young son that she had caught. She told him, "Don't go down that mall." He said, "I won't." Mm-hmm. She said, "He ain't home from school yet. I know where that nigga is." Mm-hmm. And she went down there and she found him, and she slapped him maybe 8, 9 times.
Mm-hmm. It was dramatic.
Well, dramatic, but or comedic,
And all traumatic.
Well, traumatic for him. But so anyway, so what'd you get a take on that?
Well,
You had to be amused at the very least.
the first thing was that's damn funny because who hasn't been in that situation with your parents? I used to gamble in the Caribbean, and used to some bingo under the house somewhere, and some parent would come and you would run out the day and everybody would run after you and the parent would run after you.
Mama's regulating.
Pop. So that part was funny and reminiscence too. On the other hand, a parent is really concerned. She knows that he could be killed.
Yes.
Right? I'm down with the young man. I saw him, listened to him saying that, look, some of my friends been killed, a lot of them been arrested, some of them been brutalized by the police, and he wanted to show solidarity.
He said his respect.
Yes, so I can cool with that. But I can also understand a parent's wanting to shield her son from that.
Yep.
Right? And she's going to do it by any means necessary. When she said, look, I know that's you, that mask. And thankfully he had on a mask because
the police would have grabbed him.
Yeah, I know it's you. I know it's you. That part was
She could tell by the sweatpants that she bought them, she wash, she fold, and he put on the go riot in.
So yeah, I don't believe I retired from corporal punishment myself. I mean, I used to be a proponent till my son turned 14.
Then he said, "It stops now." Till he looked at you and said, "I'm a man," and you looked up and said, "Indeed you are, son."
So I mean, I'm not a big proponent, but certainly a parent has the right to drag her son or daughter outside of what they think might be danger. Here's the other flip side of that is that there's a father now and a family where their son, the guy we saw smashing the police car window,
got a $500,000
$500,000 bail. So you're not going to see that brother for a long time, right?
Well, but then he's probably the biggest boy on his range right now because, he's got his street cred. But see now, Junior that got grabbed by the mother, he can't go out and bang no more. See, he will be spared from a life of crime. Because after you see, he can't ever, what's he going to do? He going to rise up in the gang? After his mama whipped his ass on the street?
Yeah, he got his retirement, gang retirement.
And I've had people say, well, public humiliation of your child. Well, that's what it takes sometimes. Because I remember one time my mother told me, don't go out. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't rioting. We were out playing baseball, but she wanted me home for a particular reason. She came home. I wasn't there. She had to come look for me, right? So she grabbed a stick, and she just started wailing on me. So, of course, all these guys I'm hanging out with, they're laughing. And, and the next day, I come out to play baseball again, and they said, Kenny's mama hit him in the dick with a stick. And I said, no, she got me in the thigh. But for about 3 days, I had to say that my mother was a dick with a stick hitter. And I tell my son that now, and he laughs. But I'll tell you something, though. If the situation was here, and I recognize my son, if I had to put him in a chokehold, first of all, I boot him in the ass because I raised him better.
Give him an old suplex from the WWF.
You got to boot him in the ass because you raised him better. and then you got to boot him in the ass because you don't want him getting hurt. But if I saw your son there, I'd say, get over here. Your father ain't here right now. I'm going to call him. But boot,
old school.
Tell your daddy I kicked you in the ass.
Because the thing about you were saying earlier, Kenny, in relation to the Baltimore situation, that they don't know how to riot. Now, the thing about riots, uprising like Baltimore and so on, is that unlike the civil rights movement, when you have people going to get arrested, or the Occupy Wall Street movement, where you're going to get arrested, you got your lawyers, you got your finances, you got your support mechanisms.
Yeah.
What happens within these kind of uprisings like Baltimore and so on, you are on your own.
Free agent.
You are exerting energy for a general situation for the race, as it were, and your city. But when you get into trouble, you are on your own. How is that family going to raise $500,000 for that kid who just broke a window?
Well, they won't be doing that. Now, somebody else asked the question, would you have thought it was as funny if it was a daughter? Mm-hmm. If it was your daughter out there, you know, and I'm thinking, well, I'd never want to see a father slapping the hell out of their daughters. Mm-hmm. You know, and then I'm thinking, well, then you got to come down as a parental team. Mm-hmm. I'll grab Junior, you grab the girl, and you deal with her the way you deal with her. But I mean, the bottom line is, you see your child. I mean, even if the child hadn't been shot, what if the kid had thrown a rock, took out a policeman's eye? Do you think he'd be out? Then his life would have been messed because they would have threw the book at him over that.
Well, I think they'd probably throw a few things before the book.
Well, yeah, he'd be laying in a circle in a hump in a jail cell.
The book would be the Bible, the preacher saying ashes to ashes and dust to dust.
Yeah. He'd be waiting for his mother.
Kenny, I'm surprised you didn't have the mother on though, because one of the things I'm not sure I really
She's
dug
out
about
with
the
Oprah
whole
right
thing
now. I can't
is
get
that
the mother.
She has gone on the circuit after that. She's taken her show on the road.
Well, she was unemployed trying to get a job. So, and then while she did the interview, she said, and my daughter applied for a position, hopes to become a member of the police department. So you know that the daughter's up there in cadet school right now. They're gonna give the daughter the job. The mother's having lunch with Oprah. Whoopi Goldberg said, "Give him one for me." Oh, you can't get. That woman turned down a date with Billy D. Williams. That's how hot she is now. She is the hottest. Beyonce is on hold. She can't get anybody now.
No, she is working it.
I'm telling you. You know?
Which
if she was there when Whitney drowned, she would have had as many people wanting to talk to her.
The more she works, I think it kind of diminishes her position.
It takes away some credibility, but everybody's got their 15 minutes of fame, right?
And hopefully in her case, $15,000 worth of fame.
You know what? What about the brother that found the girls in Cleveland? The one that saw the girl? I just want some McDonald's. I don't even want no reward money.
Look, Petty, I wish you could push your hand in the TV. I hope Apple come up with that shit soon. I wanted to put my hand in the TV
and just gag him or choke him.
No, thank him for the rescuing and then the slap for the whole McDonald's thing and so on.
Hey, while you and me are hungry, that dude will never want for a Big Mac. He gave a.
Hold on, what, did they give him a lifetime achievement?
Something like yeah. Mm-hmm. He can have sex with a McBurglar when he wants. McDonald's says yes. We have not had an endorsement like this ever.
Hope he has a great doctor or a team of doctors to go with that. After
well, brothers, we die of that high blood pressure and all that bad food eating anyway. So at least they didn't bring back the McRib in his honor. So anyway, we got to wrap this one up. So Clifton no longer uses corporal punishment. I have never used corporal. I've always used the threat of corporal punishment. Our good friend Ronnie Edwards, he told me that when his son was younger, he used to get him in the eye, get on his knees and look him in the eye and grab him to put that fear. Mm-hmm. He said because he knew one day the son would be bigger. So if it's like a plant. If you grow and you water them seeds of fear. Mm-hmm. That's why I know some hoodlums are going to say thugs, but these maybe we should just break it down. Thugs are black youth committing crimes, and then hoodlums can be our white friends going back to their soccer business. So I knew hoodlums that they were feared back in Winnipeg. Yet the minute they said they thought their grandfather was upset, they wet themselves.
Oh yeah, the
And
fear.
these guys were guys who do a stretch of 3 years at a time, like they were going on a 2-week holiday, all expenses paid.
I had the designated beater for my aunt that we stayed with for a while in Antigua was Uncle Albert.
Mm-hmm.
And when auntie say, you better behave, otherwise I'm gonna call Uncle Albert. Oh, well, man, I'm a churchgoer at that point, because Uncle Albert was relentless, man. And they used to get beaten, and you had to count. So I'm gonna give you a dozen blows. Pop, one.
Uncle Albert couldn't count.
You. If you miscount, they start back at the beginning.
Get a dude that can't count. 6, if you say so. Actually, do you know though that mothers have been? Actually, I read a great racist joke this morning, and I complimented the guy on a funny joke.
There's a lot of those around, ain't there?
Yeah, I mean sometimes it's racist, but it doesn't take away from being funny. They said when the CVS store was burnt, the only thing that wasn't touched or looted, the only thing that wasn't touched were Father's Day cards.
Cold, that is cold.
So I said funny. So I wrote in there funny joke, but shame on you. And then when the caption I didn't use that would have got me even more trouble on Facebook was when the picture of the mother first hitting her son. Wait till your father gets out. Which I thought would have been good.
Nasty.
or wait till your father meets you. Then I wasn't sure which one would have been the more offensive. So, but that's a story in too many black families. So the mother has also been forced to be the father.
Yes, uncle. And blah blah blah.
Yeah, they're the breadwinners and the rule enforcers, and so if you have a child and you've tried talking and it looks like they may be going the wrong way, abuse them, and maybe you too can get to have lunch with Oprah. Anyway, this is Kenny Robinson with my special guest Clifton Joseph, and you've been listening to Breaking Down the News.